I want to send us away from this book having dealt with what we needed to bring before God and enabled to take our next steps, whatever those might be. The reality is that unless the Lord closes all doors and calls you to a lifelong of singleness, that you will likely be dating or married one day. I got married. Shocker, you may have noticed my ring during the videos, and you can read more about that in the book. But before I met my husband, Drew, I could easily talk a big game. I could voice confidently that I was ready for something only to be terrified when the actual event took place. What do you fear when it comes to relationships? God does not want you to crumble if He brings a godly man into your life. He wants you to flourish. Winecups are super amazing flowers. Although they only grow to be about 4 to 6 inches tall, they do better when they are supported by neighboring plants. Because of their growth habit, many plants need to be planted together to create a mat of foliage for a ground cover. And so the plants will be better because they had something else nearby. Although a fear of being accepted lies beneath the surface, so can a fear of losing yourself when you start to date someone or marry. The Winecup actually grows better when given support from a neighboring plant. What if God is bringing a man into your life, and it's to encourage you and to help you grow closer to the Lord? The right man will not steal your identity. He will give you more clarity about who you are in Christ. Miriam is a woman in the Bible who exhibited great faith in the Lord. At a young age, she watched as her brother was helped and given to the princess, the daughter of the Pharaoh. And then she stepped up and suggested that the baby be nursed by her own mother. And so her own mom, the mother of Moses, got to nurse him because Miriam followed her brother Moses to the Pharaoh's daughter. And she was brave in a time when little Hebrew boys were being murdered. Exodus 2 verses 5 through 7 says, Pharaoh's daughter went down to bathe at the Nile. While her servant girls walked along the riverbank, she saw the basket among the reeds. Sent her slave girl, took it, opened it, and saw him, the child. And there he was, a little boy crying. She felt sorry for him. And she said, This is one of the Hebrew boys. Then her sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, Should I go and call a Hebrew woman who is nursing to nurse the boy for you? Years later, Miriam used her voice to lead the people of God in worship after they were saved out of the captivity from the Egyptians. Miriam was the kind of woman you wanted on your team. She was a front runner. Although proven to also be sinful just like us, Miriam can be remembered for her trust in God and her genuine worship. Some lessons that we can learn from Miriam include that Miriam knew who was in control. She put feet to her faith, and Miriam praised God. If the time comes when the Lord does open the Red Sea of a relationship for you, will you be tempted to freeze? Moving forward into a relationship can be like walking through the parted Red Sea. God knows the outcome and how He will get us safely to where we need to be. But all we can see are the towering waves of uncertainty. And so I want to encourage you that whether you're lifelong single, serving the Lord wholeheartedly and focused on Him, or the Lord brings somebody into your life for a greater purpose of His glory, that you are a valuable wildflower. And I want to close our time with this passage that really inspired and encouraged this book along. It's Isaiah 35, 1 through 2. The wilderness and the dry land will be glad. The desert will rejoice and blossom like a wild flower. It will blossom abundantly, and will also rejoice with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon will be given to it, the splendor of Carmel and Sharon. They will see the glory of the Lord and the splendor of our God. So thank you for joining me on this journey with Wildflower, blooming through singleness. I pray it has been a blessing to you and an encouragement to you, and that you feel seen and loved right in the season where God has you.